Hello, everyone. I'm Steve Crawford, and welcome to the 7-Minute Spotlight. This is where we share stories, ideas, and concepts that help encourage us and inspire us in our daily walk. Today's episode, we're asking the question, what do you want on your tombstone? Tombstone is kind of an interesting term. First of all, we know it's a town in Arizona, but the word tombstone, actually, there's other words for it, a grave marker, headstone, but it's ways where we identify where a person is laid to rest at the end of their life, and there can be inscriptions on them. And so it became more and more popular to put a statement on there about what the person was about. Another thing that was kind of interesting too is there is a product, Tombstone Pizzas, that they're advertising, their marketing 30, 35 years ago was asking that question, what do you want on your tombstone? Of course, the answer is, pepperoni, sausage, and things like that. So that idea catching on about that question became quite popular. And actually, we ended up where there was a series, different times where people would ask that question, what is it that you want on your tombstone? What do you want on your gravestone? Basically meaning when you pass, how would you like to be remembered? What would you like to know was an impact about your life? If we could write our own final chapter, what would that look like? And I'll share for me, if it says he helped me find my way, I'll be satisfied because I have seen that my position in life, the thing that I do is help others get to where they need to go. Now, many of you know I'm in the transportation business, and that was part of the deal. People would ask for directions. We have to go here, go there, whatever. And you've got to understand where you're starting from and get them to the proper destination. But I have found over the years that has been my life's calling, not just in moving goods and services and people and whatnot, but as individuals would come alongside and ask questions, my role sometimes is just to help point you in the right direction, or my role might be to give you words of encouragement or suggestions of options so that you can go ahead and choose what it is that you want to do. We're all responsible for our own life, but at the same time, we have the power and we have the opportunity to influence and impact and inspire other people. So I'm not asking anybody to follow what I've done or saying that, gee, what I've done is what you should do. But we want to ask that question ourselves, of ourselves. What would I like to be remembered for? And I think of a few occasions where funerals that I went to, people that were, well known in the community, not necessarily, famous or anything like that. But there was a lot of people at the funeral that are family members and business associates, neighbors, friends, things like that. And the comments that were made were always about the impact of that person, events that had happened, how they made them feel, how they communicated with them. There was never mention of physical possessions. I can say that. It's just, I admired this person because they had such and such. And that is so important because we identify today with our possessions probably more than we identify with who we really are. I have a friend in Canada, John Robertson is his name, and John has written a few books, and one of them has a very interesting title, and it's a leadership development book, but the title alone is worthy of some consideration. How to Live the I Am in an I Have culture. Just think about that. Our culture today is based on what we have. I have a diploma, I have a job, I have a home. We're recognized so much for what we have, but really our impact is who we are. I highly recommend John's book. Fortlog.co is his website. We'll be putting it up on the screen so that you can see it. Go ahead and take a look at what he has there. But it really prompted me to take a look at that. Yeah, our life is based on who we are. And I would encourage each of you that as we look at our lives, what is the impact that we're going to have? What are the next generations going to say? Because unless you're a highly famous person that makes it into the history books, once we're gone, and we maybe have influenced one or two, possibly three generations, and that's it. But it's important to influence those generations. And it's important to take a stand of who we are, not about what we have, but he helped me find my way. She was able to do this for me. He was able to contribute that for me. There's so many things that we can be known for. There's so many attributes that we can be remembered for. And I, for one, don't want to be remembered for what I had. I really more want to be remembered for who I was and what I did. So that's something for us to think about. That's a topic that we're going to be revisiting here in future episodes, so we can look forward to that. Meanwhile, we'll think on that and see what we can come up with for ourselves. Blessings to you all. I'm glad you're here, and we'll see you next time. Thanks.